What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to how different Nordic countries speak English. So today, I want to take a look at this video and listen to how people from Norway and Sweden and Denmark speak English. Honestly, it's amazing to me how so many Nordic people speak English so well. But I am curious to hear how you guys pronounce certain words and how Nordic people speaking English, how it compares to how Americans talk. So, with that being said, let's take a look.
Nordic English pronunciation? No. And they all speak English really well. In the US.
What is it? McDonald's? So, okay, we're just like saying different English words, or this is the name of a business. I guess they have McDonald's in Norway and Sweden and Denmark, don't they? Anyway, McDonald's.
We say McDonald's.
In Norway, we say McDonald's.
In Sweden, we say McDonald's. In Denmark, we say McDonald's.
Mac. Sounds like most Nordic people say McDonald's. Mac, not Mick. It's funny because here in the United States, some people say McDonald's as a joke, to be funny, because it's like a funny way to say that. Anyway, the way it's supposed to be pronounced, and I think I can say that because this is an American company, is McDonald's. But that's funny, and it's McDonald's. That's not even that crazy. Most Americans would know what you're saying.
Yeah, we were basically the same. Yeah.
You just had like a little bit of a
Yeah.
Danish accent.
It was very Danish.
They all sounded very similar to each other, except
Yeah.
obviously I think it's the vowels
Yeah.
for Danish people, but they all say Mac instead of Vic. Ours is like Vic, but
Yeah.
they're all the same. In the
Interesting. Computer. Okay, computer.
US, we say computer.
In Norway, we say PC.
Pesse.
In Sweden, we say dator. In Denmark, we say computer. That was
I'm a little confused. This is supposed to be Nordic people speaking English. Yet in Norway, if there was no subtitles, I wouldn't even know what the Norwegian girl was saying. They said PC, which I can read is supposed to be PC. PC, that is a word in English. Some people call it a PC, a personal computer. Most people say computer in American English. As for the Danish, the Swedish, what did the Swedish say? Dator? Dator, I don't know where that comes from. And then
in Sweden,
the Danish person just said computer.
we say dator. In Denmark, we say computer. That was
Why is this so different? I'm actually a bit confused why this is so different between the four countries.
different.
That was
Yeah.
very different. Even you were surprised.
Many of us say like PC, which means like PC, portable computer. So it's
Portable? For you, PC is portable computer. I thought it was personal computer. But you say PC. Most Americans don't say PC. Like, that is a word that we can use, but we say computer usually.
It's just shorter.
Yeah, because
Sure,
we
okay.
also have the PC, but say that to a computer, we say dator. For like a
That's
stationary PC, we would say stationär, and then we would call laptop a computer.
Can you say
Yeah, we also have words like a desktop. If it's a computer that never moves, it's a desktop. If it's a computer that you can fold up and move and put in your backpack, that's a personal computer. That's a laptop computer. I guess there's a lot of different words for this stuff.
Again, please. PC. PC.
PC.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good.
Dator.
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 That O is so hard. Dator.
That's the weirdest one to me. The Swedish is the weirdest for this.
I'm not satisfied.
Sun? The sun? the sun, okay.
In the United States, we say sun.
In Norway, we say sol.
In Sweden, we say sol. In Denmark, we say sol. Again, similar.
Sol. Sol. I've heard this word in science fiction, like in regards to being related to the sun, a soul. I heard that in a movie. But anyway, in American English, it's sun. Obviously, see, here's the confusing thing about this. If someone from Norway was going to speak English, wouldn't you say sun? Or would you be like, oh, what a bright soul? Like, because soul means a different word in American English. Anyway, this is a little confusing to me. That's okay.
Norway and Sweden are more
Yeah.
similar.
I noticed that Danish sounds sometimes before stationnaire. That one, I'm pronouncing it terribly, I know. But it sounds French.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever.
It's a
Yeah.
word in
Yeah.
French too, you know. And soul is also the word for sun.
Someone
So-
says the
True.
Danish language is ugly. I'm just gonna show them this video.
I've actually seen a lot of memes, a lot of Nordic memes, where people make fun of Danish language a lot. I don't know why. Water.
In the US, we say water.
In Norway, we say vann.
In Sweden, we say vatten.
In Denmark, we say vent.
French wine.
We
Okay, so there's something I have to figure out here.
US, we say water.
In Norway, we say vann.
I'm gonna look up the Norwegian word for water, Norwegian to English, just so I know. So, English, if we say water. Okay. So this is not exactly what I thought. This is like the Norwegian and Swedish and Danish words for English words. Like, this is not... Yeah, I had this wrong. The premise of this video. This is just the Norwegian word for water. She's not trying to speak English here. Okay, I get it.
In Sweden, we say vatten.
In Denmark, we say vent.
French wine.
We were different, but in some parts of Norway, we also say vatten. So it's...
So basically, sometimes Nordic languages sound like English, and sometimes they sound completely different, which makes sense.
we're still similar.
We say it again.
Vatten.
There are basic words that entered English from Old Norse.
In the US,
Reindeer.
we say reindeer.
In Norway, we say reinsdyr.
That's actually pretty similar.
In Sweden, we say ren.
In Denmark, we say rensdyr.
I mean, like most of the
Okay.
English language comes from a different language anyway, so, and we don't use always just English.
Yeah, I think it's very close to the Norwegian word, except the last part of the word dyr means animal. So the first part is
Oh.
basically the same, and then I think it's maybe evolved a bit when it came to America. The deer.
Interesting. Bag.
US, we say bag.
In Norway, we say pose.
In Sweden, we say väska.
In Denmark, we say taske.
This is completely different. And I know, isn't there some similarity between the different Nordic languages? Like, there's some similarity, like Nordic people can understand each other's languages a little bit, I think. The word bag is completely different in all 4 languages.
Oh wait, is it like a bag or like a bag?
It's the bag.
Oh yeah, it's different.
I think this bag is like a bag.
Because then it's different. In Norway, we say väske.
If I do this, it will
Basket.
sound like basket, which is also something that you can use to carry things in.
Maybe it doesn't matter.
Okay.
In the US, we say knife.
Knife.
In Norway, we say kniv.
In Sweden, we say kniv.
In Denmark, we say kniv.
See, this is a perfect example of a word that almost sounds the same. It's very similar in all 4 languages. Bag, completely different. Knife, kniv, kind of similar. It's like, what? It's kind of random.
What?
Kniv.
And you have the K and the N
Kniv.
in knife.
Yeah, that's true. If you just change the amount of air coming out of your mouth, that makes sense. It's silent. K is silent. I don't understand why we spell things the way we do.
Yeah,
That's actually very
True.
confusing.
It is weird.
true.
Surprisingly, I didn't know that a lot of the words like stemmed from Nordic languages that we use
Yeah.
in English as well. I knew that English uses several different languages, but I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have to admit, I don't really know the origins of American English. Maybe American English has its roots in some of the Nordic languages. There was certainly a lot of surprising similarities here.
Didn't know that there were also a Nordic word. They're actually these two are very similar, but yours has slight similarities sometimes, but they're different and not that different. It's the pronunciation that's really difficult.
Yeah. Oftentimes, the words were pretty similar, just slightly different pronunciation.
I would understand if you spoke Norwegian.
And I would
so-
understand if you spoke Swedish.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't know what that means. It's like maybe that means it's like how if I spoke English and somebody from Ireland spoke English from Ireland, it's got some different words, but generally I can understand. I guess it's kind of like that for Swedish and Norwegian.
I knew that there were going to be a lot of similarities, so when it wasn't, that was actually very interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
And then Danish is just like off there at the end. Like nobody can relate to the Danish.
But you, it's
Yeah, but I think I have an easier time understanding Norwegian than
Yeah.
Swedish. But still, I think we're all able to have a conversation with each other.
Interesting.
There might be a few mashups.
Yeah.
Interesting.
With certain words, but I think in general, also written, I think
Yeah,
Norwegian
written.
and Danish are more
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
than Swedish.
because we usually say that Norwegian is like the in-between of Danish and Swedish.
Yeah.
Norwegian is in between Danish and Swedish. I've never heard that before. Is that true? That's very interesting.
Because they have easier to understand each other.
Yeah.
And
A Norwegian could translate a Swedish and a Danish person. A Norwegian could like translate between them.
we're on the opposite sides.
Yeah, I think so, because it was almost like a transition. With Norwegian, the long O is pronounced more like kind of a U, and then it kind of more short O, and then really hard O.
I think it describes our country's pronunciation very well.
See, as an American, I often find that I have a lot of difficulty hearing these little differences in pronunciation between different languages and Nordic languages. And these 3 girls from Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, they can hear all the little tiny differences between their pronunciation. I can't really pick up on that.
Yeah.
Like in general.
But I think knife was very
Knife.
interesting because it's so similar, but at the same time sounds so different because of the spelling too. K being silent in English and the F to
Yeah.
turn into V, which is basically a hard F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we talked about Nordic English and compared pronunciation. If you like this video,
Interesting. That was interesting. This video turned out to be a little different to what I thought it was, but it really just taught me a bit about what Nordic languages are like, how they're similar, and how the Nordic languages are related to American English, which I didn't know. So overall, this was really cool, and I actually learned quite a bit. So anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these language differences and similarities that we saw here today. That'd be cool to hear about, especially if you're from one of these Nordic countries. If you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.